All right, well, caught Paul mid-drink, but fantastic. Welcome back into Cash and Tickets. It feels good to be back, Paul.
Yeah.
You know, we told everybody we're going to try to maybe do something last Saturday, and maybe we're going to have to commit a little more to that.
Well,
So
we were committed, just not to that.
Friday night we weren't very committed. I
Well,
think Friday night was the problem. What had nothing to do with Saturday. We were there, ready to go. We were at the pool all day, watching everything happen, and just didn't get it going.
yeah, a lot of quit.
And then didn't we talk about maybe doing one Sunday, and then that never materialized either.
What part of Sunday do? I mean, we could talk about Sunday, but good Lord, it's like you
Hey,
want,
look,
do y'all want to see us cry?
if you commit yourself to betting the NFL,
Jesus,
hey, good
Christ.
luck. That's all I
Yes,
can.
not
I
good.
don't have a lot to go there. I just feel like nothing. I'm just all quirked. I'm sorry, and this is not good pod, but I'm just kind of all over the place. The camera's not. The camera won't do right. I feel like my microphone's entirely too loud. I don't know, but we're gonna work it out.
Well, nobody that's watching this that knows us thinks any differently of you at this point. So,
Well, they always think I'm too loud.
yeah,
I know of one
And
who's kin to you,
and quirky.
by the way. Well, and Dustin, you're welcome. So, all right, so here we are, Cash and Tickets. We're coming off a week what?
3.
Week 3.
I think it's 3. We'll
Got
go-
tickets to cash too if you listen at all. Well, we're going to get to that, but first we're going to move to our new section that we incorporated last week. So we're going to talk about last week's local high school football teams. And again, I know we've already had some questions about why don't we talk about this team or that team because there's more local teams here. Don't get us wrong. We understand that. We both graduated from Clarksville High, had some contacts, and I had a daughter that recently graduated from Lee Academy. Got some really good contacts there, and so that's kind of where our information came from. But we have no problems including, the rest of the local teams as long as we can get information that that's good, usable. So if you got anybody you want to send to us, let us know. I absolutely reach out to them, and we may do a whole local show, and we may break it up, do 2 shows a week.
We love talking football. It doesn't. I mean, just
Yeah.
whatever. It just put.
I
Put
couldn't
us
wait.
on something.
I
yeah.
couldn't wait to get here tonight because it'd been a week since we'd been back on the microphone. So
Yeah.
it feels good to be back, and I hate that we didn't come to you Saturday. But anyway,
Welcome
here we are.
back.
Welcome back. So let's get started. We'll talk about Clarksville High School, the Wildcats. I hate to say that I was right on that one. Didn't feel good. We didn't miss the score. Neither one of us too bad. It just, and we're not worried about the score. Again, we realize it's cash and tickets, but high school football, we're not talking about lines. So, Paul, you want to break down
it's they are what we thought they were. We had them right where we wanted them. We gave up a late block punt, and
Yep.
you can't do that. I mean, it's too close a game. The teams were equally matched. The running back got loose. I mean, they did what he had to do. I think he
Hey,
went
look,
for 20 for 138.
Look, you speak about that South Panola running back, so I got a little information on that kid.
Yeah.
Kid, now we're talking about a kid. I think. Oh boy, we neither one of us put our phones on silent. We've just got we have not. We're not. Sorry.
Yeah, that was Coach Maddox from Clarksville.
Oh, and that was the coach trying to call us just as we talk about it. Maybe. Well, he's not watching. We're not live. So,
Can we start this over? Let me call him.
maybe we'll do that next time.
Call him real quick.
Maybe we'll get Coach Maddox. We'll bring Coach Maddox next. Maybe not an interview. We'll try to set up maybe an interview with the coaches. We'd love to do that. So yeah, this running back that you're talking about for South Panola, and I think maybe they said senior, but regardless, he's 6 foot, 220 pounds. Demarion Petite
Yes, Petite. Yeah.
for South Panola, and he just gashed them up the middle early.
Yeah, they had to stop
late.
him. Yeah, they had to stop him. I wasn't worried about him throwing, but I mean, it wasn't like the game was good.
No, the defense played well to be able to stop that kid.
Yeah,
That's not That's not bad at all. And the game was close. Looks we didn't mention the final score. It's 27-20 South Panola there at the end. South Panola gets it late in the fourth quarter, by the way. That game was tied up 20-20 with
They not.
getting close to 5 minutes to go in the game. So look, you had South Panola started out the game 13-0,
Sorry, guys.
moving into the halftime. But just before halftime, quarterback Kelly Jones for the Wildcats, so 30-yard touchdown pass to Keontre Gardner. He catches it, runs it in. They missed the extra point, but at least they go into the half 13-6, only down 7. So that kind of sparked them going into the second half to make this game, keep this game close.
All right. No, I got
You back on track now?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I was trying to text him back. but
Understood.
I need to text him back. Yeah, they go to Charleston High School this weekend. It should be. You can't let South Panola beat you 2 weeks in a row. That's
No,
the thing.
absolutely. Don't do that.
Look, just move on from that.
Here's the thing. I'm sure the coaches told them that they know this. They were playing up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, it's not like in college FCS playing FBS, but Clarksville's 4A. South Panola is at least 5A, if not 6A. They may be 6A. I'm not sure.
5A, I think.
Clarksville's changed again.
Yeah, I think they're 5.
Anyway, it's a step up in competition, and they held their own, absolutely, and in a big rivalry game. So
yeah, they travel to Charleston High School, and which would be a step down for them. Charleston High School is just they're a running team. I think they average 130 yards on the ground. I mean, they don't have a lot. The Wildcats
that defense ought to be able to stuff them all
they'll
night
shut
long.
They'll shut that stuff down. I talked to Coach Fields and Coach Brister today, and they're starting to help us out with some of this stuff. And
Do you want to give a direct quote?
I will give close. I will
to a
give
coach
close
today?
I will give close. I asked him how he felt about Friday night. He said we're doing a light practice today because of the heat. He said we're going to do a short walk through tomorrow, and then Friday we're going to get on the bus. We're going to go to Charleston, and we're going to kick their butts.
Got them. Yeah, let's go get them. I mean,
Yeah.
go down to Charleston,
Yeah.
take care of business.
Easy.
And it's not a district game. After Charleston, make note,
Yeah.
they played 3 straight district games after Charleston, so it'll get real.
Yeah.
So go down to Charleston, take care of business, come back, get ready for the 3 straight district games coming after that.
Yeah. We shouldn't be too much for them.
No, I think they'll be like their district champs from last year. I don't see any reason why they can't repeat. They've got a good quarterback there in Kelly Jones. From anything I can tell, just by stats, I haven't seen him enough to know. But like Paul went out to practice today. Did you see anything out there in practice that intrigued you today, Paul,
No,
or
like
just-
I said, it's so hot right now. They're just
It was
trying to
super
protect,
hot
yeah,
today.
They're trying to protect the young men, and they're doing a good job out there. Those coaches they got them dialed in. They're ready.
So they'll be ready for Charleston. So I don't think there's any need to talk about score here. I think they just Wildcats go Friday, take care of business in Charleston, and then they'll immediately turn their attention to district games to get that going. I mean, you got to flip it around and get ready to go.
Just don't let South Panola beat you twice.
Wipe out the South
They don't.
Panola.
They don't
Hey,
win.
look, you played a great game. There's no moral victories here. We're not
they
claiming a
don't.
moral victory, but you played them right down to the wire. South Panola scored with 5 minutes to go. Clarksdale moved it all the way to the South Panola 31, got stopped on a 4th and 3. I mean, there's no disgrace in that. It was a great game played by both teams. South Panola came out on top. Got the big back that just, when they needed it, they got it with South Panola. The big back went out and got it when they needed it the most. Special teams was good. I think they had a scoop and score for Clarksdale that in the second half, and then Kelly Jones also had a score on a sneak and a 2-point conversion that tied the game at 20-20 with like 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. I think something like that. So really good game by the Wildcats there. So we'll move our attention to the Lee Academy Colts. They went on the road, played Oak Hill and the Raiders, Oak Hill Raiders last Friday night. And boy, not a game that I thought I was going to see. I thought the Colts were going to go out there and really take care of business. I actually watched, and if you Lee Colt fans are out there watching, go check out YouTube and check out Bobby, your play-by-play guy, Bobby Spinks, and your color man is Sean Redwine. There, just look for Lee Academy Football on YouTube, and you can watch the game live on Friday nights. And they do a great job on the call. And just want to credit the information here to Bobby. Bobby does a great job of sending me little snapshots of what happened in the game, summary, what he thinks they got coming up. So Colts jump out to a 14-0 lead. Raiders fight back and tie the game, but then they get a score. Montavious Artist runs a big one in for Lee Academy, and they take the lead at halftime. It was a 62-yard TD scamper there late in the
Big
second
play.
quarter.
Big
Yeah.
play. Home run
When-
headers at Lee. I mean,
yeah,
nobody believes it.
took the lead there, and then the second half, again, the Raiders come back. Take the lead, and then Lee comes back, gets it tied up, and then takes the lead with 33-26 with a little time left there. But William Walker continues to be great at QB there for the Colts, and then Tanner Fava, wide receiver, just continues to make all the plays there. I think let's see, this last Friday night, Fava goes for 4 catches for 138 yards, and I think the total passing was 150. So he gets 138 out of those 150 yards with 1 touchdown.
You can't cover him.
I mean, he's
It's like Cooper Kupp. You just can't stop him.
and they're not playing at the top level in academy football, but this kid could play anywhere. I mean, he's fantastic out there. Speed on top of speed, and he high points the ball great. Again, watch it on YouTube. He can really go up and get it, and Walker throws a good ball so that he can catch. And then, of course, the defense, again, led by inside linebacker Sam Stonestreet, just a man amongst the boys out there. He had 16 tackles on the night. Inside linebacker for the Colts.
You'd think he might miss one, but no.
Yeah, no, he's in on
got 'em
every
all.
tackle.
Oh.
Every time you look around, there he is, Sam Stonestreet on the tackle. So there's not much to talk about the game coming up for the Colts. They travel to Rossville, the Rossville Wolves. I think they're just inside of Tennessee. But they play. It's a weird mid-south. It's not just Mississippi. We got teams from Arkansas, Louisiana, and Tennessee, because all about where you can actually get teams to come in and play. So they travel to Rossville, but Rossville's 0-4. I mean, this is, it's really, you'll see a lot of second teamers getting some playing time.
Hope
They
so.
can work on depth. They can work on some depth. They'll get Aiden Bird back, who was, I think, penciled in as the lead running back for the Colts, even though Montavious Artist has been an absolute beast. Darren Williams has been really good.
Got a three-headed monster.
And now you get your leading running back. So he probably won't get much. He's coming back from I can't remember, a collarbone injury. So he's coming back pretty quick. So hopefully he can come back and get a few touches, just get the feel back, get his legs back under him, and get ready to go. The Colts will go up there, take care of business, and then they'll be ready to go for the next week. Oh, just one note: there will not be a live stream for this Friday. After I just said there. If you've ever been to Rossville, you would know there's no way to do a live stream there at Rossville. And I've been there because my daughter played softball there, and believe me, you're not getting anything in or out of there easily.
They ain't quite got the internet there yet.
It's just in the middle of nowhere, it feels like. So anyway, like I said, Bobby said, due to poor internet service, there will not be a live stream. But look, you Colt fans out there, anybody that's listening, do yourself a favor. If you can't go to the game, go check them out on YouTube. Bobby and Sean do a great job on the call. And they're just, and Bobby has a kid on the team, but, look, they're taking out their time to go put this together. And it's great. I watched the entire second half. Sat at my house last Friday and watched the whole second half. It was great. It was a good call. So it makes for a fun time.
Wow.
So check out these local teams. See the Wildcats are both teams are on the road, but just be looking, watch the scores, see what these teams are doing, and if we get any more information from other coaches or other teams,
if you got a school out there local we're based in Clarksdale, so
that's right.
If you want us to talk about your team and what you guys are doing, we'd be glad to.
Absolutely.
But we need a little help on the legwork.
And we'll take this thing. We'll make a whole new show. We won't include any of the other stuff we talk about with on the betting side. We'll make a new show, and we'll commit to just the local teams and give out all the information we can. Because look, hey, everybody likes to hear their name said somewhere. So we'd like to talk to these kids, these coaches, and celebrate what they're doing.
Yep.
Hope they all have a good season.
Yep.
So that's the High School Minute. And we'd love at some point to say, here's your High School Minute brought to you by, Paul,
YouTube. They love us at YouTube.
Yeah, love us.
Can't keep us out of the YouTube.
So we'll move on to.
Oh, I got to predict. I didn't predict the. I didn't predict the Lee Academy score because I just didn't want to.
Well, you shouldn't. Just like the Clarksville score, there's no reason to
What?
look. Rossville's not gonna. It's not gonna be a competition. Like I said, you're gonna see a lot of second and third stringers getting some playing time. And they need to because Lee did have a bad, not a bad injury, but they did have an injury on the to one of their offensive linemen who also doubles as a defensive tackle. Our buddy Bradley, his boy Brad Jennings had a tough hand injury
Oh.
there against Oak Hill.
Oh yeah, we saw pictures of that.
Yeah,
That was,
so
that was bad.
I doubt he's going to go in this game, but it's not a game they need him. So heal up, come back, Brad. Hope you get to feeling better soon, and hopefully see you on the field in the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
All right, Paul.
It's time.
Do you want to mention anything? I mean, obviously we got to talk about what we did last week, because I got some daggers to throw at you.
I do not want to talk about what I did last week.
Are you sure? Saturday was fine. Was it not?
It was not fun.
No.
I did not have a good time. No, it was not.
I always slept a lot. We
Yeah.
took some naps in the chair.
Yeah, a little mental health day. No, man, it wasn't good. I don't even. Yeah, I tell you how bad it was. I didn't even write it down for myself to I just
You
tried
didn't even write it on the board when you got there.
It's like losing the game. You let it go.
Just let you want to move on to the next. You're just gonna wash that one away.
Yeah, no, Coastal didn't do their job.
No, that was bad.
State didn't do their job.
No, well, you talk about the
BYU didn't do their job.
Oh, that was a letdown.
I
was
mean,
on
what do you?
BYU
How
too, so.
much? I mean, how much of this punishment do I have to take this week?
No, look, hey, you got the full Mike Leach experience in one game. First half, air raid's working. They're doing their thing. He's getting the short, quick passes out. Will Rogers looks great. Going to halftime, LSU makes an adjustment, and what does State do? The exact same thing. And it's just that's the way the Mike Leach system works. I mean,
You gotta be able to adjust.
yeah, you make an adjustment. They did, and LSU went out there and got that game. I really thought State was. I still think they're the better team. I do. I just you got to make an adjustment. You got to figure it out.
They can't win them all.
I guess.
No, you can try.
But your boy right here. Hey, I told everybody where the big money was going, where the big ticket was headed. And I told y'all right here last Wednesday, of course you saw it on Thursday, the Ole Miss Georgia Tech under sailed under. Just didn't even have to worry. Nah, I don't talk about what you saw me do. Just because they scored 14 points in the first 3 minutes has nothing to do with the outcome of that game.
Yeah, I remember some comments made.
Did the ticket cash?
Oh, that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
Cash
Big
right in the
ticket
cash,
right
or-
there in the cash. Yeah. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that I said right here, watch out for the South Alabama Jaguars going out there to UCLA. I told you, take the points. Take the points. And I said if I had enough, might even put a little money line. Didn't win. They got a late field goal there for the Bruins, but boy, Kane Womack and the South Alabama Jaguars, they're one to watch out. That's not a fluke. They're good. They can play football.
Hell, I probably even picked UCLA last week. I'm pretty. I mean, if they lost last week and they didn't cover, I probably had them.
And then the last game I'm going to talk about last week are my fighting Lance Leopold, Kansas Jayhawks. Back-to-back weeks with big wins. I told y'all in the Big 12 preview. Watch, if you had the ticket, if you had the over, it's all, baby, you cashing money already.
There's not enough beer
Counting money. You're
or
just
room
counting it. Just,
in here for your
how
head
much-
right
just-
now.
just
This is
count-
getting
just-
silly.
Just turning it over. Just turning it over right now. Just all the money. Kansas Jayhawks 3-0 on the season. Taking out the Houston Cougars. Big win. Big win for
I
the
like
Jayhawks.
Houston this year. We're gonna need a bigger.
And if
bigger
I'm not
studio.
mistaken, that was at Houston. I told you to
Probably.
say, watch it. I said, I don't know if they're going to win, but I love them getting 9 points. And boy, they went out there and won it outright. Congratulations to Lance Leopold. And I've heard some people say Leopold. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. I don't know. Either way,
It's your world, baby.
The only thing that sucks is my boy's going to be getting a better job, and the Jayhawks are going to suffer.
Gonna be over there in
because of
Nebraska.
it. Oh man, but hey, good for him, doing a great job there at Kansas. So let's move on. Let's get on to the weekend. We got Thursday night games this week. Finally getting back to a little bit Thursday night. Got some Friday night stuff, Saturday night stuff. I don't even have the schedule pulled up. They may be a game I want to talk about. I got notes, but I'm going to pull up the schedule, Paul, just in case there's anything that hits you that you want to talk about. So
No, I'll go through my lineup or whatever.
Yeah.
So
All right,
go
Paul,
through.
take it over.
Yeah. No, I started out looking at kind of, I like to look at the numbers. We all know this by now.
Yep.
The one that really just jumped out at me, which I could not figure out, now you may know the answer. The Virginia-Syracuse game.
Oh, the one that's the one coming up. Yeah, I thought we were about that. Go ahead.
No, I got one that's funny as shit in a minute. Virginia started out -3. That game has moved to Syracuse -10. That's a 13-point line movement. That is huge in college football.
I think that had to be a mistake. There's no way Virginia was favored early on the road,
I've seen it in two different
and
places.
I just can't imagine that they started out as a favorite going on
Hey.
the road to an undefeated Syracuse. That hasn't looked bad.
Virginia hadn't lost either, have they?
Yeah, they're 2-1. They've lost a game.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I found. I found it in several different spots. I don't know. 80% of the money on the Qs, 88% of the money on the Qs. They like the Qs. They like old Garrett Schrader and company. I don't know there. I just thought that
At
was
home
weird.
in what used to be the Carrier Dome, I see it at 9 right now.
Yeah, some internet dome now or something. Or
I don't know what
wireless.
that name. GMA Wireless Dome.
Yeah, wireless Freedom Dome or something. Anyways.
That's a Friday night kick. That's hey, those weeknight kicks, those are hard to cap. Just be careful when you're doing Thursday night and Friday night kicks. Not easy. Just like the NFL on Thursday night. Whew, boy.
Yeah, watch the money movement on those games because there's a lot of action on them. I mentioned that game just because of the strangeness and what we saw there.
Oh, with the Purdue game.
Yeah, well, so I started out with Indiana, Cincinnati. That line moved from 8.5 up to 17.5. I think it moved too much. I'm going to take Indiana plus 17.5 is where I saw it. Starts at 2:30. I think the line just moved too much. I think Indiana.
I think Cincinnati is overvalued, and this is going to be weird. Just bear with me. I think they're overvalued even because of their close loss to Arkansas.
Yeah.
But here's the deal: Arkansas's defense is not anywhere near their strength.
Oh, okay.
Not their defense.
No,
Their offense is great, but
Well, it's like sometimes like things go through your head, but you're not
you
really.
hear something different.
Yeah, well, I heard what you said, but I was
Yeah.
thinking about something else, and it kind of. Anyways, no, you're right about what you're saying about them.
I think they're a little overvalued in Indiana. They had to fight back with Western Kentucky, but they did, and they won that game. It showed me a lot of fight. They're 3-0, and they're catching 17 points. I'm kind of with you there.
I saw 17.5 today. It may not still be there. I would still take them at 16.5. I would take them at 16. I think that game's gonna be way closer than everybody thinks it's gonna be.
I think so too. I think Indiana can hang with them. Tongue tied.
Well,
It happens.
I think we know why. All right.
It's probably my shirt.
ba-dum-dum.
I can't.
All right. Yeah, it's loud in here. I can't hear.
We forgot to turn the light on, guys. We're gonna get the whole lighting thing. I promise. At some point, maybe we'll have some lights in front of us, but
All
you're
these
just here to
people
listen
here,
anyway.
that's
You're not here to
crazy.
look at us. I mean, who needs to see our faces?
Yeah, Michigan plays Maryland. I think it's at Michigan. I got Michigan -17 here. I know Maryland's offense can move the ball, and all that. They
got that Tagovailoa.
Yeah, little pineapple. They also commit a lot of penalties. And
Who
you
does
can't-
that?
You cannot do that, Maryland. You cannot do that against this Michigan defense.
No, sir.
They will shut that shit down. They will score a lot of points. -17, Michigan -17.
I'm gonna tell you what. From what I've seen out of Michigan, I think they got a shot again against Ohio State. I don't know, baby.
And the whole Midwest cries.
Yeah, they all cried. So anyway, they look good, a lot better than I thought. But yeah, I don't hate that either.
And this moment is brought to you by Paul's Refrigerator and the local Double Quick.
There it is. Found it.
It's in there.
Local Double Quick.
It is. All right. Anyways. All right. So USC -6.5. There's a common opponent here.
Did you say U.S. I don't think we heard you. Did you
No,
say that?
Southern California plays Oregon State. They have
Okay.
they have a common opponent. They both play Fresno State. USC beat them by 28. The Beavers beat them by, I think, was it 3? Is that right? Am I wrong on that one?
Wait, who are you talking about? USC plays who?
They play Oregon State, right?
They play Oregon State. I don't hate Oregon State. I can't find a game. What time do they play? Do you got it on your list? What time they kick off?
8:30.
On Saturday?
Yeah.
One of them late games. Oh, Pac-12 after dark.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Oh, there it is.
Oregon State will be able to move the football here.
Oregon State's undefeated and they're at home. You're taking a road favorite, 6.5 points.
I am.
All right.
They can't score with USC. I mean, it'll be competitive early, but eventually it's going to get.
Look, I'm going to be absolutely honest with you right here. I have no clue what the quarterback. What's the kid's name? Left Oklahoma.
Caleb Williams.
What is he doing there? Is he lighting it up?
Yeah.
Or is it,
No, they're
okay.
rolling. They're
okay.
rolling.
And that's on me. I haven't mentioned USC in a single week that we've talked about, so I don't really know there.
Yeah.
So I can't go one way or the other with you on that. But if you like
I think Oregon State beat Fresno State by 3. USC beat them by 28. It's a common opponent. I like to look at that stuff.
Oh yeah, I thought, didn't they play Boise State to start the year? Oregon
What
State.
the hell is going on up there in Boise? They can't.
Ain't good.
They're not good.
Oh yeah, they both did play. They played Fresno week 2 and beat them by 3.
Yeah.
And
Sounds familiar.
USC beat the absolute. Yeah, they put it on Fresno State.
So I mean, if you
Common
if,
opponents.
if
There you
you
go. Opponents. We're just spitting out words at this point. Don't worry about it.
Anyways, moving on.
So you like USC minus this? What would you take them up to? The line's at 6.5. What if that moves up to 7.5? It gets over that funny touchdown number.
I would back out for that. I think they'll win by 10.
So you take them anything under 10?
With a gun to my head, yes.
What would you ask for? Just say yes. All right. So what's the USC line? Paul says anything under 9. Take it.
Yeah, it's -6.5 now.
It's not going to move that many points.
No, not on the
between
road.
now and Saturday,
Shouldn't.
and they're on the road. Yeah,
May go down.
there's going to be a lot of Oregon State money coming in.
Yeah, and it might be a good opportunity for a live bet there. Oregon State be fired up. They may come out and get the lead. Just wait on it and go get it. But
That's right.
If you live in a butthole of America like we do, you don't have the opportunity to do that. Just get it today.
Yeah, get it today. Get it to -6.5 now.
I also have notes on Liberty -30 at home to Akron. Liberty's going to cover this either. Akron may be the worst team in the country.
Haven't they been one of the worst teams in the country like the last 4 or 5
Yeah,
years?
it starts at 5 o'clock. There's another team I'm going to talk about that may be worse than them, but I probably doubt it.
You're going to bring up my game, aren't you? I know you are.
What is it?
Go ahead. No, this is your show.
This is the one I was talking about earlier that I think is hilarious,
All right.
and it actually it got more funny to me. Rutgers, Iowa.
Oh, here we go. I looked at it, but I just couldn't I could not make a determination on that game because Iowa pissed me off last weekend. That's one I did lose. Nevada, kick them. Get across the 50 for crying out loud.
Just kick a field goal there. So the over-under on that game is 35, and I saw it 34.5 earlier today.
and you still might take the under.
In my giggle box, I laughed for 20 minutes. I was
You
like,
ever seen a college football line in the mid-30s?
Rutgers could practice and went and scored 35 points.
I don't know. They didn't score against Temple.
Iowa, who's gonna? You talk about a nap of the day.
Here's the thing: Rutgers has a much better defense than Nevada. Has to.
Yeah.
and Iowa only scored 27 on Nevada. And Nevada blew. We were watching part of that game before the old rain out happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think Iowa gets over 14 points in this game.
Yeah.
I don't know if they get over 10.
Yeah.
If I'm being quite honest. So yeah, I mean, if that over under hits 35, I think that's maybe the way to go there.
Yeah, I mean, how they get
That Iowa defense is legit now.
It's gonna be. It might be 6-0. ECU -17.
Back to the Pirates. I just couldn't decide if I like the Pirates that much. Navy's bad, but man, that's a different that's a different type of offense to defend.
Memphis shut them down.
Oh, yeah, that makes all the difference in the world. So East Carolina should.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember the score there, but it's only 17. East Carolina should cover that. I know that's a big slate, but I mean it's Indiana plus 17.5, Michigan -17, USC -6, Liberty -30, and then ECU -17.
Oh, chalky. My boy's chalky this weekend.
I did so well last week.
Might as well go back to the well.
Go back to the old teaser hole. Get beat on the last game of everything you ever bet in your life.
Oh man!
If there was a bet you could go 4-1 on parlays, I would be like a bazillionaire.
We would never have to work again.
No, it'd be incredible.
We'd never have to work again.
All right, for those out here that said I don't talk a lot and I don't talk loud enough, I hope I did a better job tonight.
I could hear you really good in the microphone tonight.
Yeah. Over to you, Frankie J.
You gotta let me take up. I got more games than you, but that I always do because I love to dip in with all the stuff. So I'm just gonna bring out the first game. It's not the first game; it's just the first one on my list. And this one I haven't decided yet. I just want to bring it up and just give you some tips, maybe. Tulsa at Ole Miss Saturday, 3 p.m. Here's your facts. Tulsa leads the nation in passing at 413 yards a game. Ole Miss defense leads the nation in pass defense, under 100 yards a game. Look, we know Ole Miss can run, and Tulsa gives up the run. They're going to run it over and through them all night long. They're probably going to try to mix in the pass. They need to see this quarterback throw some passes.
Well.
And last week, Lane Kiffin quit running it up because he was worried about the Georgia Tech coach and his job, and he didn't want to embarrass him. But I think they'll go out and score. So I wanted to take the under again because they've been overvaluing Ole Miss on the over-unders. Right now, it's at 65.5. So if it stays at 65, I'm still thinking over. But if it dips down 63, 62.5, just be careful. I still think it's a good bet. Here's my only problem. Tulsa's not going to take their quarterback out late. He's going to keep playing. They're going to keep chunking it, and at that point, they'll be playing third stringers on the Ole Miss secondary. Yeah. So there may be an opportunity for, Ole Miss is up 45-14, and we got this thing covered. We're good. Yeah. And then they throw a late touchdown pass late in the fourth quarter.
So at 65.5, you like the under?
At 65.5, I still do like the under, yes. Okay. But if it dips to, say, 60, if some money comes in, a lot of money comes in, it moves that thing to 63 somewhere. And this is crazy because it was 63.5 just 2 days ago, and it's gone up, and that's a good sign. Hey, if it gets to 66, 67, jump on it because I believe in this Ole Miss defense. I think they'll shut them down. It's just your worry is late in the fourth quarter when the Tulsa starter's still in. Yeah. And I wouldn't even touch that 21.5. I just, that's a late cover if they get a late touchdown. And so just be careful on that game. But if it's 65 and above, I like the under. I'm actually going to go to a Thursday night game, and I just said watch out for Thursday night games because they're tough. And I know they let us down. Georgia State is overvalued. They're overvalued because look, they played a close game. Look,
Go ahead.
they played a close game with South Carolina,
All
and
right.
I know South Carolina beat them because of 2 special teams plays. North Carolina beat them because North Carolina could just outscore them, and I get it. That was a close game.
Yeah.
But Georgia State just lost to Charlotte. Charlotte is one of the worst 5 teams in the country. They lost to Charlotte. Coastal and my boy Grayson McCall, this line is only 2, and I get it. They're on the road. It's a road favorite on a Thursday night. I understand. I get it. I know I know all the speed bumps. I get it. I understand.
I'm just waiting.
This is not a problem. Coastal -2 Thursday night. Not a problem.
They're
They don't. Coastal look. They still won the game. I had them on the money line. Paul. I mean, 13.5 and whatever. I mean, but they didn't cover against Buffalo. They always have trouble with Buffalo. I mean, I should have known that. That was just a. Anyway, they're going on the road, Georgia State. That's going to not be a problem. Coastal is going to take that down.
Well, I hope y'all get back together.
Look, I have not. I still love them. I mean, it's still my second favorite color. And here's another one going back to the well. Baylor at Iowa State, 11 a.m. Saturday. Baylor. Why are you laughing? I don't understand. Look, Baylor's an underdog at Iowa State. Iowa State played Iowa to a 10-7 game. Iowa State cannot score, and Baylor has a good defense. Dave Aranda is going to have them ready, and I'm going to tell you why. Because Baylor still has hopes of maybe going back to the Big 12 championship game. It's not looking great with the way Oklahoma and Oklahoma State's playing. I get it, but they cannot lose this game. If they have any hopes and aspirations of getting there, they cannot lose to Iowa State. I know Iowa State's undefeated. I get it, but they're not uber talented. I think Baylor can go on the road. This is one of my dog money lines right here. Baylor is a 3-point dog, but I'm taking them on the money line. Baylor at Iowa State, 11 o'clock Saturday. The Bears pull it out against the Cyclones.
So you're saying that they go into Ames, Iowa.
Their names, that's right.
They go over there to Ames.
Yep.
They get off the bus, they walk on the field, and they win the ball game.
Yeah, Iowa State's going to see all that green coming off the bus and go, man, we just don't. We just don't have it.
They look good coming off the bus. Ain't no
Absolutely. All right, you want to move on?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
All right, so
I won't laugh.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you one of the best lines that's ever been created in sports. This is March.
It's not March.
Wait, no.
The hell are you talking?
It's,
oh God.
Wait, no, it's September. It's September.
It's rivalry game week.
Big game, 11 o'clock, Saturday morning. The Duke Blue Devils roll in to face the Kansas Jayhawks.
What are you
2 undefeated teams coming at it.
Hey,
ready to go.
Can I go ahead and make your picks for next week too?
Blue Devils and the Jayhawks. Big game. You got to have this one on one of the TVs. It's going to be on the pool house. I guarantee you it's going to be out there. Kansas is only laying 7 points there at home. They're 3-0. They're coming off wins against West Virginia and Houston. You think the Blue Devils are going to make them get all shivery inside? Lance Leopold's going to have those boys ready. Look, my boy Jalen Daniels has been great. He's got the highest QBR in FBS at 97.5.
What did they call
The
it?
number 1 QBR in the nation belongs to the Kansas Jayhawks quarterback,
what is it?
Jalen.
What is it in basketball? It's like the Tobacco Road, whatever they do.
Well, in North Carolina, Duke, when Tobacco Road.
So this would be what?
Well, doesn't Kansas play in Cole Fieldhouse and Duke plays in what do they call the Cameron Crazy, the Cameron.
Yeah.
Cameron Indoor Stadium there with it. Yeah, so that's why this is September, guys. This is Duke, Kansas.
Maybe somebody will throw a basketball on the field. We'll see something entertaining. We don't. We're hoping.
Look, the Duke's winning streak ends here. Look, congratulations to Duke. They're 3-0, but this ends, and the Kansas Jayhawks go to And you talking about? I mean, goodness great, 2.5. Get out of here, 2.5.
They won't listen. They literally.
Nobody listening to me.
So
My boy Jalen Daniels, just last week against Houston, he threw for 158 and ran for 123 yards against the Cougars, the Houston Cougars. Duke, they went on the road one time, and their QB, Riley Leonard, had like a 50% completion percentage. So, now, look, Duke's going on the road to an actual big-time college football. So I couldn't even get that out.
All right, so week 5, I'm gonna go ahead in case you can't watch. It's gonna be Ole Miss under. It's gonna be Coastal Carolina. It's gonna be Kansas.
Hey,
we don't even know
look, you go with what works. You go with what works, baby. You go with what works. Look,
I kid because I care.
I love it. Look, this is one of my favorite ones. I love it. Kansas -7. They're going to take Duke down. It's not even going to be a competition. All right, now here's the one where I'm not so much taking the team. I don't so much like the team that's favored as I hate the team that's the dog.
Well,
This feels like free money to me.
oh no,
This is a double. This is a double better right here. The Colorado Buffaloes travel to UCLA. Colorado gives up 358 yards on the ground.
They're not good.
On the ground. This line is only 21. UCLA is -21. That first half bet will probably be 13. Hammer that first half bet. DTR is going to have an absolute field day because I'm telling you, you're thinking, well, they barely beat South Alabama. Kane Womack and the Jags, I mentioned it earlier, are a good team. And they gave UCLA all that they wanted. But Colorado ain't giving nobody anything they want. That is a quit program.
Yeah, that
right
whole
there.
thing's I mean, once they started legalized weed over there, it was over.
It was.
them.
I mean, I hope UCLA gets the ball first because they're just going to run it right down the throat, and then all dreams and hopes are going to be dashed, and UCLA is going to be off and running. This is a double better for me. This is my number 2 bet of the weekend outside of Kansas. UCLA first half. What I don't give it. The line moves up to 15 first half. I'm hammering it.
He's betting on the basketball schools. I love that.
Hey, college football's changed, baby. Transfer portal's made all the difference in the world.
What a
Can we just have a quick aside right here before I move on?
Quick aside.
Yeah. So I want to talk about this because it's something I heard on another podcast, and it makes a lot of sense. So when the transfer portal became a deal, like a bunch of the big schools, like, all right, these big schools are going to go and poach all the little schools, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe.
They're taking. I mean, look, Ole Miss is a great example. They go and take guys from Power 5 teams and from
USC.
everywhere, and they go in USC. They go and get these players. Here's the other part that hadn't been talked about as much. A lot of these freshmen and sophomores that aren't happy with their playing time at big time schools that were 4 stars, well, they're transferring down. Not down, they're still in FBS, but they're going to schools in other conferences. That's making these schools better. South Alabama Jaguars.
Oh, look at Henry Parrish at Miami.
Henry Parrish at Miami left Ole Miss, goes to, I mean, so it's actually making some of these other schools a little better because they're getting guys that aren't getting playing time only because they're playing. It's not that they're not talented. They're just playing behind even just a little more talented guys.
Yeah.
So it's actually helping both ways. So we don't really have parity in college football. Don't get me wrong. The top teams are still the best, Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State. But the rest of the league is evening out because some of these smaller schools are getting these guys that aren't happy about playing time, even though they're talented. They're saying, well, I'm not sticking around here to wait till my junior year to play.
I got you.
Does that make sense, or am I just...
Yeah, no, I don't know.
That's why I think we've seen so many crazy scores in the first 3 weeks.
Yeah, the only thing I do enjoy and love about the whole what's going on in NCAA right now is that the NCAA is nothing.
They have no teeth.
They have no.
They can't do nothing.
I don't even know why they still have a
shouldn't have
platform.
yeah,
It's just
they
a
shouldn't.
joke.
It's bad. We really need some light in here, Paul. I forgot to turn the light on.
Well,
You know what? I'll go get it. I'll go get it. Because I'm closer. Sorry, I'll be right back. Paul, take it over.
Well, I got it.
Talk about the transfer portal.
Yeah, the transfer portal. Are you back?
I'm back.
Oh, that's right. Finna start.
All right, so I'll move on to the next game. Big game, 2:30, big SEC matchup. Well, traditionally,
Are you gonna talk about this game?
Florida
Oh, that's
travels
not
to
the one I'm talking
Knoxville to face Tennessee. Big game.
about. Yeah.
Look, Anthony Richardson is exactly what I said he was when we did the SEC preview. That Utah game, toss that out the window. That's not the Anthony Richardson that you think you're going to get. And this Tennessee program with Hendon Hooker, that kid can absolutely ball. They're going to get, Heupel's going to have them rolling early. They're going to jump up on Florida early. And Richardson cannot bring them back. They get down 14 points. It's going to stay there. I just don't see Richardson being able to come back. It's -10. I'm not real confident about the -10. If that thing dips to 8 or 9, I'm all over that. But if you want to throw Tennessee in a money line there with the you want to throw out a $20 8-9 teamer, just throw a little something.
Yeah.
I love Tennessee on the money line there. It's probably only laying -400, -450.
385 here.
385,
It opened up
yeah.
-3.5.
So that's
Up
not
to
bad.
10.5.
You roll that in with a couple other -300 teams, you can get some plus money.
A lot of over money there. A lot of Florida money.
I
Well,
think
not a
that.
lot of Florida money, but the majority of the money's on Florida.
Oh, so we're on the right side of it. So
Yeah.
even that makes me like Tennessee even more.
Yeah, I feel
You
good
know,
about that.
Florida's just they're just getting name recognition there. They're just not ready. Not that they're going to be bad moving forward. I think Napier's a good coach.
Yeah.
I just love Tennessee right here with the quarterback they have in Hendon Hooker. I want to mention a game right here that I'm not taking a line or nothing, but if you want a little player prop action, I got a little player prop action for you here, Paul.
In college
And I don't
football?
even know what the line is. I forgot to even completely look at it. Georgia Tech travels to Central Florida,
Got it.
3 p.m.
Well, it's up to 20.
That's the no. I'm talking about. I got a player prop. I haven't looked at the player prop line.
Oh, I don't have that.
All right, so Georgia Tech, Ole Miss just ran right straight through, over, under, over the top, anywhere they wanted to go through Georgia Tech. And maybe Ole Miss's line is really good. But John Rice Plumlee's going to run the football. He's going to do it. If his rushing total is 65 and under, maybe even up to 70. If it's anywhere below 70, I'm taking Plumlee in the over rushing yards against Georgia Tech. I think he's going to get that easy. Georgia Tech knows that it's a sinking ship. And boy, it looked bad last weekend. So I don't know. Again, it's hard to say. Is Georgia Tech that awful, or is Ole Miss just that good? I kind of think it's somewhere in the middle.
I think it's that hard to take a program of the triple option offense to a traditional offense.
Well, that's why they're struggling so hard. Yeah.
I mean, it takes way longer, and they probably won't give Jeff Collins that long, but
I think he's done this year. This is it.
Yeah, he's not a bad coach. I mean, he
got in a bad situation.
He took a tough job. He did, and kudos for him for doing that. But goodness.
Yep. So look, go take a look at that John Rice Plumlee rushing over under, and anything under 70, I'm taking the over. So big game you didn't even bring up. I thought you might mention it because it has one of your darlings for this year.
Yeah.
The Hogs take on the Aggies, 6 p.m. in Arlington. Not a home game for either team. I get it's in Texas, but Arkansas travels well for this game. They've got a ton of Texas people that go to Arkansas or went to Arkansas. They're going to travel well. This game has always been tightly contested. So here's what I got. Which weakness plays better? The Arkansas D or the A&M O?
Arkansas rolls.
Arkansas rolls. What is that line there? I usually write down the line. I don't think it's very big.
A&M -1.5.
So A&M's the favorite.
Yeah.
Looks like a dog money line to me. Roll that in with Baylor somewhere in there.
It's total's 48.5.
So here's a ticket.
I'd go with the over too.
Here's a ticket that I wouldn't hate. Baylor money line. Arkansas money line. Tennessee money line. And then if you want to throw in a Kansas -7, and I'm just building a ticket right here. I'm just I shouldn't give away all the stuff. I mean, all the good stuff, right? But no, I like Arkansas to beat A&M, and this is just classic. A&M won a big game against Miami. But that quarterback from Miami, I thought he was better. He can't move at all. Anytime he even tried to scramble, and they're missing their best wide receivers. All right, last game I got. And I don't know why I'm doing it. Oh, I know. I thought this was something different. Yeah. Look, don't be concerned about Wyoming losing to Illinois at the beginning of the year. They've gone 3-0 since. They're 3-1 on the year. Wyoming is much better. And I get BYU is back at home, and this is where they play great. They got a huge home field advantage there, but they're coming off a devastating loss. Just a humiliating loss for them going to Oregon and not showing anything.
Yeah, literally
Nothing.
nothing.
Nothing. Wyoming, 17-point dog. They just won outright against Air Force as a 17-point dog. Here they're catching 22 and a half. This line is too big even for Provo. If it stays above 20, I love this to get some money back there late. I know it's not Pac-12, but it's one of those late games. I think it's a 9:15 start. So, yeah, I like Wyoming plus 22 and a half. So, I gave you a lot of dogs out there tonight. Paul's chalky. I got some dogs. We'll roll that together. I think we have a big weekend, Paul.
Let's kind of get it, kind of like throw it in a hat and just draw about 4 games out and run us a parlay.
Run us a parlay from. Throw your teams in, throw the ones in I like, pull them out and see what hits, and run a parlay with that.
Go with that.
I don't hate it. Maybe we'll pull out the right ones.
well, that's not good.
Do you want to? I didn't even look at the NFL slate because it's about beat me down to the point where I can't even. I didn't have Baltimore, but boy, those people that were on it, that was a tough one.
Yeah, I don't know. I quit at week 6 last year, and I'm telling you,
I took Green Bay big last Sunday night, and I won on that one, and that felt good, but I lost two. I think I put in a teaser early. And you know the only reason I lost that early teaser was because the Bengals sucked against the Cowboys. Oh, my God. How do you...
All right, so I heard something today, and this is a homer thing, and I'm a Steelers fan, so I'm just letting you guys know up front, I am a Steelers fan.
Is Kenny Pickett coming in?
No.
Oh.
I hope. Myles Garrett may not play. So if he
that's for the Browns. Are they playing the Browns?
That's tomorrow night.
So Thursday night game. That's right.
So I don't know if him not playing will move the line any, but right now you can get it at 4.5, and if you can get the Steelers over a field goal, that is not a bad bet.
All right, so I will talk about one NFL game, and kind of hurts me to say that I watched my starting quarterback go down with a season-ending ankle injury. And, hey, all you people out there, that if you are 49ers fans and you're giving Kyle Shanahan hell for running that guy, there's so many other teams that run that exact same play, even with guys that aren't running quarterbacks. I mean, look at Lamar Jackson. He's still doing his thing. Josh Allen runs all over the place, and people absolutely love Josh Allen, and he's an absolute beast out there for Buffalo. So, look, I'm not mad at Kyle Shanahan for running Trey Lance. Just a freak injury. It happens. But look, hey, Jimmy Garoppolo's on the sideline. He took us to one Super Bowl, and he almost took us to one last year. I'm still all over the 49ers, who, by the way, have the best defense in the NFL up to this point.
Well,
I know it's only through 2 games, but they're traveling to Denver, and what have you seen out of Russell Wilson and the Broncos that makes you like anything about that game?
They say they don't like him in the locker room.
I don't think they do. It just doesn't look right there. Something is weird. Something's going on there. I love the 49ers. The line's only 1.5. Hell, I think they opened as a dog, but now they're the favorite, which makes sense. But love the 49ers on the road, the Broncos, if we're talking about NFL.
I don't hate it. I would be careful with the NFL. I mean, some of you guys out there are dialed into this.
You got to find the right games, man. They get so weird.
Don't parlay the NFL for sure.
Oh, find your one game. Like last week, I liked the Packers. I did lose on some teasers, but I get it. Made it all back later, but that is what it is. So, any late words of wisdom you want to say before we sign off here, Paul?
Oh, I had a fun fact.
All right.
The term homecoming.
All right.
All right. So the term homecoming.
I'm gonna let Paul talk about. I gotta go check. I gotta.
He's got to check. He's got to check the field and the whole bit. So the term homecoming comes from schools reaching out to alumni saying, "Hey, we're having a game. Come home," and all the alumni come home. And I think it was like 1926 or something. Ohio State God, I can't remember the name now. I don't have my stuff up. But they had their homecoming queen for that year was a cow. And I thought that was just really incredible that they would just, because usually during homecoming week it's a huge deal. And so they decided that week that they were just going to put a cow up there. And they did a parade. They did the whole thing. They had a cow on a trailer. I don't know. Fun fact. I liked it. 1926, Ohio State. Look it up. You missed my whole story. It was a great.
Homecoming. Tell me about homecoming.
I already did.
I want to hear about
The
it.
people. The people know.
The people know?
Yeah, they know.
All right, so look, I'm very disappointed that we didn't, and in myself, I don't want to blame this on my partner over here. Absolutely had every intentions of coming Saturday with an episode, and we're gonna get this thing going live, and hopefully we're gonna go live Saturday, so you can log on and comment and tell us where we're wrong or where you think we might be right, or tell us that wear something different or choose a different drink or whatever. I mean, I don't care. Just get on there and talk. I don't.
Yeah, I thought it was a good idea. So on Saturday mornings after a long Friday night, I have my own drink I make.
Yeah, we'll talk. Maybe we'll bring that up this Saturday.
I'll show you what I do and what we like to do to get back going.
That's right.
So
here's what we're gonna do.
We can't be the only ones out there.
So this is it. I'm just putting it out there. We're committing to Saturday going live, but here's the deal. I'm gonna make Paul put the Kansas Duke game right there on TV2, the big screen, and we're gonna talk about it as we watch this game unfold. And we'll have Paul's games on TV2 or 5 or 4, 3, wherever we put them.
I think it's gonna be a fun game. I'm over here just acting like a butthole, but I do. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be.
How crazy is that we're actually dialed into a Duke Kansas game? That's good for college football.
Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be a lot of points scored. It'd be fun. You know what won't be fun?
What?
Iowa Rutgers.
No, that's one. If you catch us if we're still live when that game comes on, you'll see us asleep. That's when we take a nap.
It's a bunch of drooling.
All right, so I don't really have much left. Paul, do you have anything you want to discuss?
I'm just glad to be
about?
back. Hey, local high schools, if you want us to talk about you guys, I know we're just starting out, but
let us know.
we're
We'll be
committed.
happy to do it, and we'll be happy to start another. We'll do another night. We'll go another night, just completely local teams. We'll be more than happy to do that. Hey, we got a local junior college here. Maybe we'll reach out to the junior college team.
Yeah.
So look, we're happy to be back. I'm glad to be back. It's felt like a long time because we had all the equipment and we looked at the equipment for 2 hours, honestly, and it just didn't.
We've had a lot going on. Well,
so we're going to commit. We're going to do better Friday night. We're going to be ready to roll Saturday morning. We'll come back at you. And look, again, if you know we're going live, just pull it up on a phone or a computer. We know you got 2 or 3 TVs. You're watching all the games. Pull up a computer, get your iPad out, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Catch us on our next time. We'll hope we'll be live Saturday morning. Kansas Duke. How many times are we going to have to? Really? Not even coming out of. But the weekend after that, we're going to get Kentucky, Ole Miss, 2 undefeated teams, maybe in the top 10, getting after it.
I bet, yeah. Hopefully, we'll be able to have a first-hand experience of that game, but we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We may be there. We may get on the TikTok or Instagram or something and just video us from the Grove.
A Facebook Live.
Facebook Live there in Oxford, Mississippi for the big game. So anyway.
Hey, can Wake Forest beat Clemson?
Oh, we didn't even talk about it. Yeah, that's an 11 o'clock game. That's an interesting game. I looked at it and I had no thoughts, honestly, other than I want to talk about Wake Forest because I love Sam Hartman as a QB. Yeah. I like everything he does. He looks like a guy that can, and a guy can be a good NFL quarterback and play for a bad team. It happens. We see that all the time. Or play for, how many quarterbacks does North Dakota State have in the NFL? I know of 2. I think they have 3.
Yeah, we've seen 2.
I know they got Carson Wentz and Trey Lance, then I think there's another one.
We know for sure great wide receivers can play for an offense that don't win.
Is that a Phil Longo joke?
No, that's not a joke. It's serious. I'm
That's serious.
100% serious.
Hey, Paul, just for our listeners out there, who played wide receiver and tight end for the Ole Miss Rebels under Phil Longo?
I don't know. Surely he didn't make the NFL, though.
No, probably not. Can you name them? That's what I'm asking.
Dawson Knox.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
That's the tight end. Who are the wide receivers?
Oh, I thought you asked who the tight end was.
And wide receivers.
Oh, A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf.
Ladies and
And-
gentlemen,
And the guy that we got that transferred to Florida,
Van Jefferson,
Van Jefferson.
who is
and,
also in the NFL.
And,
Plays for the
and,
Rams.
in addition to. Nah, there's a plethora of talent that he squandered at Ole Miss. But anyway,
Yeah, so if any of y'all are wondering where those guys came from, they actually, it's like looking at the picture of Alabama QBs where they had Mac Jones, Jalen Hurts, and Tua T, because I don't want to mess up his last name. Big Pineapple, not Little Pineapple. His brother's Little Pineapple.
it's coconut.
Coconut. So Tua would be pineapple and
Getting
Little
canceled.
would be coconut. So anyway, yeah, that team had A.J. Brown, D.K. Metcalf, and Dawson Knox. I think we mentioned that before, but it's worth mentioning more than once. Well, anyway, yeah, that'll be a great game. I doubt me and Paul will even bet that game, but we'll have it on the TV. It'll be fun to watch. I'd love to see Sam Hartman because I don't think DJ Uga, whatever his name is. I don't know that he's a great quarterback. So anyway, this is Cash and Tickets. Remember, like and subscribe. Catch us on Twitter at Poolside Bets. We didn't do a great job of putting things out last weekend because rough Friday night, but we'll be back Saturday and hopefully we'll be back live. So for Cash and Tickets, I'm Franklin. That's Paul, and we'll catch you next time. Yep. Thanks for listening.
Roll Wildcats.
Wait, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Sounds good.
Roll Colts.
Go Colts. Go Cats.